Welcome to Enjoying Everyday Life with New York Times bestselling author Joyce Meyer. On today's program, Joyce will be teaching from her series, Pressing In and Pressing On. Do you desire everything that God has for you? If you're ready to receive His promises, join Joyce as she invites us to press in toward His incredible purpose for our life. Before we get to the teaching, did you know that right now, more than 2 million people are on the brink of starvation in East Africa? This region currently suffers from the worst hunger emergency the world has seen in more than a decade. But you can help change this. Your gift today will go directly toward feeding these children and families in need and help put an end to the crisis. Please visit joycemeyer.org/givefood. Now here's Joyce with today's series, Pressing In and Pressing On.
But you know what? There's always going to be something that God is going to tell you to do. He told Jehoshaphat, go and take your place. And his place was actually a place of worship. And so sometimes if you got problems, instead of telling everybody about them, you need to just worship. Just worship till you get a breakthrough. Mourning is defined as to feel grief or sorrow, to feel sad over something that did or did not happen. Jesus said, the thief comes only to kill, steal, and destroy. But I came that you might have and enjoy life and have it in abundance to the full until it overflows. I want to be a happy Christian. Amen? Now, I found this very interesting. In the Old Covenant, God put a limit on how long people could mourn when someone died. In Deuteronomy 34:7 and 8, it says, Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was undimmed and his vigor unabated. So he was still strong, still going. He didn't have to wear glasses, I guess. His eyes were undimmed. I'll tell you, I was trying to look at a menu in the car today to the restaurant we were going to, and I sat there and pretended like I could see it for 5 minutes. I mean, I kept trying every which way to see it, and I finally thought, why don't I just get out my glasses? I know I can't see without them. Without them or contacts, one of the two, so. When your arms are no longer long enough, that's when you got to get the glasses. But his eye was undimmed and he was still strong. And the people of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Then the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. Now, you got to realize how important Moses was to these people. He did their praying, he did their confessing. I mean, when they would act like just ridiculous little kids, God would pray through, and Moses would pray through and get God to continue blessing them. And he led them out of Egypt and through the wilderness and through the Red Sea. And so even though they grumbled and complained about Moses all the time, I'm sure they also loved him and really depended on him. And now he had died. And so they didn't know what. They weren't in the promised land yet. I just thought about today, I wonder what they thought. Well, I guess we'll never make it now. But see, here's the good thing. God is never without a plan. And they didn't know yet what God's plan was, but he already planned to have Joshua take them in to the promised land. I said, God has always got a plan. He's always got a plan. And just because you or I don't know what the plan is, that doesn't mean that God doesn't know what it is. Yeah, woo! I heard one person shout back there, so I'm going to shout with you. They had mourned him 30 days, and the time of mourning was over. Now, I'm not trying to be ridiculous. If you've lost somebody that you loved, I'm not saying that you got to get over it in 30 days. But there's a principle here that there's a time for grieving and mourning, and then there's a time to go on with life. And that doesn't mean that you ever forget or that you ever stop missing the person, but it does mean if you're alive and breathing, then God has still got a purpose for you. Come on. And then, which I think is very interesting, God reminded Joshua that Moses was dead. Well, he had to know that. He'd been mourning him for 30 days. Joshua 1:1 and 2. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses is dead. Now, it wasn't like he was telling him something he didn't know. So what's God up to here? He's making a point. And here's the point that he's making. Moses is dead. Now, therefore, you arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving them to the people of Israel. So he's saying, okay, that part of your life is over. Is anybody home? That part of your life is over. It's time now to get up and get going again. Come on. Whatever it is. My husband walked out on me. A woman told me the other day, she said, my husband cheated on me with my best friend. And she said, I thought it was absolutely going to kill me until I got a hold of your teaching and started realizing that I still had a life left. I was abused sexually by my dad for many, many, many years. It was bad. And I was messed up in every way that a person could be messed up. But I'm still here, and I'm still getting better and better every day. But here's something that has to change if you want to have the promises of God. You have to make a decision, and if you haven't made it yet, it might as well be tonight. And the decision you have to make is you're no longer going to have a victim mentality. Now, I love you with all my heart. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this. But I want to tell you that you can be pitiful or you can be powerful. But if you're going to sit around with self-pity day after day after day because life hasn't treated you fair, then you are going to miss out on the great things that God has for you. Everybody's equal in God. Truly, everybody has equal opportunity in God because he said, here's my promises. If you will believe me, I will do these things. But it doesn't say how long you got to believe. It didn't say 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 weeks. You may have to believe for years and years and years and be really steadfast, but you don't have anything better to do. I mean, do you? You might as well have some hope. It's not much fun to live without any. In this book that I wrote called Living Beyond Your Feelings, which I want you to buy, 2 books I'd like you to buy. Well, just get them all. I'd like you to get them all. Okay, here we go. I read an interesting story in a book titled Child of the Jungle. A missionary and his family lived among the Fayou tribe in New Guinea. The missionary's daughter, Sabine, wrote this. When we first moved to the Fayou, we wondered whether they knew any songs since we never heard them singing. This question was answered fairly quickly. We had just returned from Danu Bara. I'm probably just tearing all those names up, and our things had once again been stolen. So every time they left, came back, the very people they were trying to minister to had stolen all their stuff. And as we were cataloging our losses, we heard singing from the other side of the river. And it was Nekari singing in a lovely monotone. Oh, he sang. The Fayu are like birds, oh. They always take from the same tree, oh. Such bad people, oh. Poor Claus Sue, poor Dory Sue. They are so sad and wonder where all their stuff is, oh. Papa was delighted as it became clear to us that the Fayu simply improvise a song to match their situation. The songs only consist of 3 notes, with which they express whatever they are feeling in the moment. It is not the most sophisticated music, but it is a sound I quickly came to love. Their use of songs to express themselves may be one of the reasons, now I want you to listen to this, may be one of the reasons why the Fayu do not seem to suffer from depression or other psychological disorders. Their feelings are immediately expressed. There are even times set aside for the release of emotions. For example, the mourning song. When the song of mourning runs its course, the grieving truly is finished and life resumes as normal. When a person experiences a traumatic event, he might lie for weeks in his hut, not saying a word, but yet singing for hours at a time. During this period, other clan members would provide him with food. Then one day he would simply get up, come out of his tent, leave the trauma behind, cleansed of all the pain. He would smilingly resume his everyday tasks. What if we started making up our own songs? Oh, I am so miserable because my husband lost his job. And I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh, I don't understand why my friends are blessed and I seem to always have trouble. Oh, when will my circumstances change? I feel like running away from it all. Oh. After hearing me preach this at a seminar, a girl on our staff made up a song about her sinuses. And it went something like this. Oh, I am so tired of my sinuses being stuffed. Oh, I just want to breathe. Yes, I just want to breathe with ease. It doesn't seem fair that I'm allergic to the space I live in. Oh, it just isn't fair. And you know, at first I thought, well, how corny. But you know what? That's exactly what David did in the Psalms. I mean, if you go, they're songs. It says a song from David, or a song about this, or a song about that. And most of them are just complaining.
Thanks for listening. Become tenacious for God's plan for your life with today's offer, Pressing In and Pressing On. This 3-teaching series is available as either a digital download or CD set for your gift of any amount in U.S. funds. And we do accept all major credit cards. You can order today's offer from our website at joycemeyer.org, or you can call us toll-free at 1-800-789-0089. Again, the number is 1-800-789-0089.
Well, we live in an age where so many women believe their value comes from how they look or how many likes they get on social media. In my new book, I want to help you break free from the need to impress others and discover your worth and value in Christ. God didn't create you to imitate someone else. He created you to be authentically, uniquely you.
Authentically, uniquely you. Visit joycemeyer.org and order your copy today.
Thanks again for listening to Enjoying Everyday Life. Our mission here at Joyce Meyer Ministries is simple: sharing Christ and loving people. Remember, together we can do more.